Before we start this video, I would like to quickly thank everybody who supports me and everybody who for past few days who was with me for those few videos. I'm really happy this happened and you are guys here and you enjoying it. I finally reached 500 subscribers. Next part is 1000, and thank you all again. I'll try my best to keep up the content, keep up the good content. Also, a quick mention is that you are using a wrong title. It's just a catchphrase for YouTube algorithm. Don't get offended by it. It's just it's just a title. It's not like I'm trying to tell you how to live your life, etc. Anyway, back to the video. Hey everyone, Patrice here once again with an Apex guide. This time it will be about Caustic. I think he is the hardest legend to learn compared to most legends that have escaping and healing and defending abilities. Caustic is quite open and can be strong only in his trap setup areas. On an open field, he has no escaping or anything to protect himself, and his skills take long to trigger and you most likely be dead by the time they start working. So be careful when you choose between him and Mirage, because Mirage is actually way easier to learn and play and has way more escaping abilities than Caustic does. Generally, Caustic is very defensive class, and I think his abilities are for zone controlling mostly, but they could also be used aggressively since he has a low-key wall hack with his passive. I played him for a while now and I learned quite a few bits that some players may still don't know about. Also, I think he has the strongest start since he can beat you without weapons easier than any other legend. All timestamps will be down below, feel free to move to any point you want. And without further ado, let's start with counters and team comp like always. Pathfinder and Wraith can easily get out of your toxic gas, avoiding damage and slows. Lifeline can out-heal your gas damage, but she still will be slowed and little blinded, which will make her an easy-ish kill. That's pretty much all of your counters. On the other side, you counter Gibraltar's tactical ability since the gas travels through the shield. Also, your toxic can give away Mirage's position even if he's invisible, since of your passive ability that makes you see things that take damage in your gas. Caustic works well with a lot of legends, to be honest. You can cover more radius with Gibraltar or Bangalore's ult, so you cover your ult and then Bangalore's drops her ult and you cover even more zone. Or you can use Wraith teleport to go through and land your ult/traps right in the enemy team. Also, with Bloodhound you can get advantage on an area if he tells you where the enemy footsteps lead to and you throw your ultimate there, so if it's in a building they'll get screwed. He pretty much works with anyone if played correctly, but keep in mind your toxic gas slows down and blurs your own teammates. Yes, it don't damage, but it still causes problems to them and could even be a reason for they death, so use it wisely and make sure to inform your team. Moving on to his skills. Passive, Nox Vision. It's pretty straightforward, gives away a position on an enemy that moves through your gas. This ability is actually really strong if combined in tight places such as bunkers, houses, since you will know the exact location where the enemy is. Something like Bangalore smoke and infrared scope. There's nothing much more to say about it, so let's move on to your tactical ability, Nox Gas Trap. This ability is your bread and butter. It will be the main ability that protects your team and used for taking control of the points. You can place up to 6 traps and have loaded up 3 in total. So if you place 3, you'll have to wait till the cooldown makes you some more. From my experience, they stay wherever you place them forever unless they get triggered or you place more than 6. I tried to run away as far as possible and it was still standing where I placed it. There's so many things you can do with it. You can block doors and use it as an alarm if somebody goes through or shoots at it, so your back is always covered. You can use it supportively by reviving your team members and throwing it into the points where the enemy might come from, or use it offensively by dropping it near a loot and baiting enemy, and when it gets triggered you basically have few seconds wall hack, the enemy is slowed down and blurred, so it's an easy pick. It also stops finishers, so if you are down, try to get near one of your traps to give you extra protection, maybe a few seconds before your team comes. People that try to finish you won't be able to, since they're getting damaged constantly unless they shoot you down. At least that's how it worked for me and you can see it in the video. I tried to play aggressively with Caustic, but my most profitable games were when I played defensively, basically camping in a way. What I usually do is throw my traps all over the room where the enemy be coming from, so any doors or windows, and then I loot everything or climb up and shoot to aggro some people. But when they come for me, they face blocked doors and toxic gas, so I murder them one by one with a shotgun or a close range weapon like SMG. One of the main things I discovered with this trap ability that I didn't see being used yet is that any airship is basically yours almost all the time. Straight after I land, I try to pick up whatever comes to hand at the top of the airship, after which I immediately rush down and drop the gas on the both stairs and also in the middle. If someone ever tries to come in, they'll be slowed and the vision will be blurred, which will give me enough time to destroy them. This usually almost always gets me either good starting loot or 3 or more kills right at the start of the game. So if you pick Caustic, airship is yours if you want it to be. If I'm in the fight, I use it on cooldown as long as it's safe. Like, I don't just throw it in the middle of a fight whilst I'm getting shot at and I'm shooting, because the animation will stop me from shooting. If I'm not in the fight, I use it to block the doors and to protect myself whilst I'm healing, looting, etc. If enemy is smart, make sure to shoot at it yourself to trigger it, because they'll probably try to go around it. What I really like about this ability is that it gives you a higher chance of winning 1v2 or 1v3 fights, since your back is almost always covered and you can execute them slowly. If you are in an open zone, always try to lead your enemy to your traps so they get fight by your rules. Run around your traps and you will always have speed advantage. On top of that, they get blurry vision. Keep in mind, toxic gas damage goes straight to the health, so it doesn't matter what shield the enemy has. Unfortunately, you cannot use it while healing, so place them before you start healing. Moving to the ultimate, Nox Gas Grenade. This ability is something like a Bangalore smoke, but it's toxic. The thing to keep in mind here is that this ability alone won't get you kills. Don't think it will outdamage the enemy health bar alone. Nox Gas Grenade is used for zone control and for getting your enemies out of the comfort zone, for example buildings. Also, it's good to cover for rescuing your teammates or escaping. If you ever get sandwiched between two teams, you can also use it to cover your back. Enemy teams cannot hide in buildings from you, since if they do that, they are basically dead. Together with your passive, Nox Gas Grenade will give you some kind of wall hack. You will know exactly where your enemies are if they're inside the gas, and since they be slowed down plus having a worse vision, it usually gives you an easy kills. With my aggressive play, it was hard to change, so I used this ability very aggressively, smoking enemies out of the comfort zones or even landing on top of them in an open area. Eventually I learned to use it defensively and adjust my playstyle to it. In my opinion, defensive play with Caustic feels way better. You always feel like you are in advantage even if you are outnumbered. Enemies are usually scared to enter when they see all the toxic traps out there. Few things to mention is that the gas grenade throw is actually pretty small swing, so don't bother trying to throw it on very long distances. Also, you can throw in a lot of holes, just like grenades really. Always make sure to measure line is always where you want it to land. That's the most accurate way to throw. There's a brief animation before you are able to use it, so don't try to pull it out in the close fight. The damage isn't bad and it ignores shield, but keep in mind that the enemy can out heal it, especially someone like Lifeline. So when you think you hit them a ton of times and run into the action, be prepared to still shoot the shield down before you will be able to kill them, since the shield isn't affected. Moving on to the pros and cons. As always, let's start with pros. He's scary and people are usually automatically scared of your gas. Very good crowd control skills, worse vision and slow movement. If your enemy gets affected by gas, they are easy picks, especially that you have wall hack on them. 9 out of 10 times, airships should be easily yours. You have advantage in an unarmed fight. You can block most of the doors in the game. In any tight space places, for example bunkers, Caustic has big advantage. Ultimate works as a smoke grenade that people won't try going into, which leads to many defensive and supportive plays. You have free gas traps in holes, so you can pretty much throw them in any building you enter for safe looting. Also, you can pick them up afterwards. Your back is always covered. If you are in a closed area, you can always put your traps at the entrance point, so your back will be always covered and you're not gonna get surprised with a peacekeeper. And now to the cons. Your team gets affected by gas just like anyone, but don't get damaged, but it still slows them down and could be the reason they die, so be careful with it. You have no escaping abilities, so if you're in an open area, you are quite an easy pick compared to Wraith or Mirage. You can't heal at the same time as using your abilities, which most legends can do. Your blocked doors might get your team killed as well if they are unaware, and also sometimes you block your own doors. A lot of legends can get out of your toxic gas quite easily, for example Wraith once again. Your skills deal small damage, so in most cases it still depends on your shots. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If I missed anything, and I probably did, please leave a comment below with caption of a pro tip or something along the lines for other people and myself as well. Did you know that less than 0.1% people subscribed from my last videos, and only around 1% of those people liked the video? So the chances are that you are not one of them. What are you doing? No, just joking, but if you ain't hard, please like and subscribe for future Apex content. I be covering all of the new legends coming out in future to make your life easier. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.